Hey there, story lovers. It's your narrator here. How you all doing? I am here again to take you on an historical adventure. Buckle up, because we're about to embark on a wild ride with me. Forget predictable plots. This story will twist and turn like a roller coaster, guaranteed to keep you on the edge of your seat. So, silence those pesky notifications, grab a snack, we won't judge, and get ready to dive headfirst into the historical world. Forget boring history lessons, guys. This story's all about forbidden love. Indian Princess Aditi falls for the Prince Li Wei. Once upon a time, in a land of golden sands and shimmering palaces, there lived a beautiful Indian princess named Aditi. Her kingdom, Suvarnabhoomi, was known far and wide for its wealth, wisdom, and kindness. Princess Aditi had eyes that sparkled like stars and a smile that could light up the darkest night. But more than her beauty, she was loved by her people for her gentle heart and clever mind. Across the towering mountains and vast seas, in a distant land of mist-covered hills and ancient temples, there lived a brave Chinese prince named Li Wei. His kingdom, Yueliang, was famous for its skilled warriors and magical inventions. Prince Li Wei was strong and handsome, with a voice that commanded respect and hands that could create wondrous machines. One day, as Prince Li Wei sat in his grand palace, a messenger arrived with terrible news. A group of bandits had been terrorizing villages along the Silk Road, the great trading route that connected China to distant lands. These bandits were not ordinary thieves. They used strange and powerful weapons that the prince's army had never seen before. "Your Highness," the messenger said, bowing low, "we need help to defeat these bandits. Our spies have learned that the weapons they use come from a land called Suvarnabhoomi. We must seek their aid if we are to protect our people." Prince Li Wei nodded gravely. He knew what he had to do. "I will go to Suvarnabhoomi myself," he declared. "I will ask for their help and learn about these weapons. Prepare my fastest ship." And so, Prince Li Wei set sail across the vast ocean. For many days and nights, his ship battled fierce storms and treacherous waves. But the prince was determined, and at last, he saw the golden shores of Suvarnabhoomi on the horizon. As Prince Li Wei's ship docked in the bustling port, he was amazed by the sights and sounds around him. Colorful markets filled with spices and silks, majestic elephants decorated with jewels, and people dressed in vibrant clothing unlike anything he had seen before. The prince and his small group of advisors were escorted to the royal palace. As they entered the grand throne room, Prince Li Wei's eyes were immediately drawn to the most beautiful sight he had ever beheld, Princess Aditi. She sat beside her father, King Vikram, her eyes curious and kind as she gazed at the foreign visitors. Prince Li Wei felt his heart skip a beat, and for a moment, he forgot why he had come. King Vikram's voice brought him back to reality. "Welcome, Prince of Yueliang. What brings you to our shores?" Prince Li Wei bowed respectfully and explained the situation with the bandits. As he spoke, he couldn't help but glance at Princess Aditi, who listened intently to his words. When he finished, King Vikram stroked his beard thoughtfully. "This is indeed a serious matter. We will help you, Prince Li Wei. But first, you must rest from your long journey. My daughter, Princess Aditi, will show you to your quarters and give you a tour of our kingdom." Prince Li Wei's heart soared at the thought of spending time with the beautiful princess. As they walked through the palace gardens, Princess Aditi asked him many questions about his homeland and the people he ruled. "Tell me, Prince Li Wei," she said, her voice like music to his ears. "What is your favorite thing about your kingdom?" The prince thought for a moment. "The Autumn Moon Festival," he replied with a smile. "When the full moon shines brightest, we light lanterns and send them floating into the sky. It's as if the stars have come down to dance with us." Princess Aditi's eyes sparkled with delight. Oh, how wonderful. I would love to see that someday. As the days passed, Prince Li Wei and Princess Aditi spent more and more time together. They rode elephants through lush forests, sailed on tranquil lakes, and watched beautiful sunsets from the palace towers. With each passing moment, they grew closer, sharing their hopes, dreams, and fears. One evening, as they sat in a beautiful garden filled with fragrant flowers, Prince Li Wei found the courage to speak from his heart. "Princess Aditi," he said softly, taking her hand in his, "I came here seeking help for my kingdom, but I have found something far more precious. I have found you. In these few days, you have captured my heart completely." Princess Aditi blushed, her eyes shining with emotion. "Li Wei," she whispered, "I feel the same way. Your kindness, your bravery, your gentle spirit. I have never met anyone like you." As the moon rose high in the sky, casting a silvery glow over the garden, Prince Li Wei and Princess Aditi shared their first kiss. It was a moment of pure magic, as if the very stars above blessed their love. But their joy was short-lived. The next day, a messenger arrived with urgent news from Yueliang. The bandits had attacked again, this time striking closer to the heart of the kingdom. Prince Li Wei knew he had to return home immediately. With heavy hearts, the prince and princess said their goodbyes. "I will return for you," Prince Li Wei promised, holding Princess Aditi close. "When this danger has passed, I will come back and ask for your hand in marriage." Princess Aditi wiped away a tear. "And I will wait for you, my love, no matter how long it takes." King Vikram, seeing the love between the young couple, agreed to send his best warriors and weapons masters to help Prince Li Wei defeat the bandits. As the prince's ship sailed away, Princess Aditi stood on the shore, waving until it disappeared over the horizon. Months passed, and Princess Aditi waited anxiously for news from Yueliang. She threw herself into her royal duties, helping her people and studying the art of governance. But always, her thoughts returned to Prince Li Wei. One day, as she sat in the palace library, poring over ancient texts, she stumbled upon a curious passage. It spoke of a hidden cave deep in the mountains, where an old sage was said to possess the power to see across vast distances. Without hesitation, Princess Aditi decided to seek out this sage. She disguised herself as a common traveler and set out on a perilous journey into the mountains. For days, she climbed treacherous paths and braved fierce storms, until at last she found the entrance to the sage's cave. Inside, she met an old woman with eyes that seemed to hold all the wisdom of the ages. "I know why you have come, princess," the sage said with a gentle smile. "You seek news of your beloved." Princess Aditi nodded eagerly. "Please, wise one, can you tell me if Prince Li Wei is safe?" The sage closed her eyes and began to chant in a language Aditi had never heard before. Suddenly, the air before them shimmered, and an image appeared. Prince Li Wei, leading his army into battle against the fierce bandits. Aditi watched with bated breath as the prince fought bravely, using the weapons and tactics he had learned in Suvarnabhoomi. The battle was long and hard, but in the end, Prince Li Wei emerged victorious. The bandits were defeated, and peace was restored to the kingdom of Yueliang. As the image faded, Princess Aditi felt her heart swell with pride and love. "Thank you, wise one," she said, bowing low. "You have given me hope." The sage smiled knowingly. "Your love is strong, princess, but it will face many tests in the days to come. Remember, true love can conquer any obstacle, no matter how great." With renewed determination, Princess Aditi returned to her kingdom. She knew now that she had to be strong not just for herself, but for her people and for Prince Li Wei. As the seasons changed, Princess Aditi continued to rule alongside her father, earning the love and respect of her people. She never forgot Prince Li Wei, but she also knew that she had a duty to her kingdom. Then, on a bright spring morning, a familiar ship was spotted on the horizon. Princess Aditi's heart raced as she rushed to the shore. Could it be? As the ship drew closer, she saw a figure standing at the bow, tall, proud, and unmistakable. Prince Li Wei had returned. The moment his feet touched the sand, Prince Li Wei ran to Princess Aditi, sweeping her into his arms. "My love," he whispered, holding her tight. "I have missed you more than words can say." Tears of joy streamed down Princess Aditi's face. "And I you, my brave prince. Welcome home." Hand in hand, they walked to the palace, where King Vikram waited to greet them. Prince Li Wei bowed low before the king. "Your Majesty," he said, his voice clear and strong, "I have come to ask for your daughter's hand in marriage. Our kingdoms have much to offer each other, and our love will bring peace and prosperity to both our lands." King Vikram smiled warmly. "Rise, Prince Li Wei. I have watched my daughter these past months, and I have seen how her love for you has made her an even wiser and more compassionate ruler. You have my blessing." The news of the royal engagement spread quickly, and soon the entire kingdom was celebrating. The wedding was a grand affair, with guests coming from both Suvarnabhoomi and Yueliang. The streets were decorated with flowers and colorful banners, and the air was filled with music and laughter. As Prince Li Wei and Princess Aditi exchanged their vows, they knew that their love had not only brought them together, but it also united two great kingdoms. They promised to rule with wisdom, compassion, and above all, love. In the years that followed, Prince Li Wei and Princess Aditi, now king and queen, worked tirelessly to strengthen the bonds between their kingdoms. They established new trade routes, exchanged knowledge and culture, and fostered friendship between their peoples. They faced many challenges along the way: droughts, invasions, and political intrigues. But through it all, their love remained strong. They supported each other, drew strength from each other, and always remembered the promise they had made on that moonlit night in the garden. As they grew older, Li Wei and Aditi watched their children and grandchildren grow, teaching them the importance of love, duty, and understanding between different cultures. Their story became a legend, told and retold throughout both kingdoms, a tale of how love could bridge the greatest distances and overcome the mightiest obstacles. And so, dear listeners, we come to the end of our tale. But in truth, the story of Li Wei and Aditi never truly ended, for their love lives on in the peace and prosperity of their kingdoms, in the friendships between their peoples, and in the hearts of all who believe in the power of love to change the world. As you go forth into the world, remember the lesson of the Indian princess and the Chinese prince. Love knows no boundaries, not of distance, not of culture, not of time. It is a force that can unite us all, if only we have the courage to open our hearts and embrace it. And who knows? Perhaps someday you too will find a love as true and as strong as that of Li Wei and Aditi. A love that can move mountains, cross oceans, and write its own beautiful story in the great book of life. So dream big, dear friends, love deeply, and always believe in the magic of true love. For in the end, it is love that makes our lives truly worth living. And with that, we bid farewell to the shimmering palaces of Suvarnabhoomi and the misty hills of Yueliang. May the story of Li Wei and Aditi live forever in your hearts, a shining example of the power of love to change the world.